the first top story that we're talking about today is the cost of living. So the government are looking to slash VAT potentially on energy bills and other bills to try and help struggling families. How do you think the cost of living crisis will impact you here at this business? I think
working with the general public over the last 2 years, especially through lockdown, it's been really, really difficult. And obviously, having a personal trainer, beauty, therapy, as such, is an expensive commodity. So obviously, it will impact quite a few businesses.
And how do you think you'll be able to survive? Obviously, lockdown must have been a tough thing to get through for you here as well.
Yeah, lockdown was really tough. I'm fortunate that I have a really loyal client base. I moved across onto Zoom when we locked down first time, so obviously I had the studio here as such. Couldn't use any of the equipment, so fortunately my clients came across online with me to Zoom. We did a charity day and raised £6,000 for charity, which obviously kept morale really high. But it was difficult, it was challenging.
And that's another thing that we're talking about today, as well as the cost of living. People are being encouraged now to stop working from home, go back to work if they can. But there's some civil servants that still want to stay at home. I guess being here in this gym, you can't really stay working from home.
No, I think adaptability is key. So obviously you've got to be able to adapt and to be able to adapt your business, as fit. I think moving back to working from home would be quite difficult, especially for the industry that I'm in. Finding time to kind of get people walking in the studio, there's no better feeling than somebody coming in of low mood and then walking out feeling much better.
And have you seen a lot more people come in? I know it's a lot of people's New Year's resolutions to get fit.
January has been a much better January. We haven't had one for 2 years in the fitness industry, so it's been quite challenging again. But more people seem to be happy to be around people again and go back to some form of normality. So it has been really nice.
And as well as those two top stories that we're talking about today, what actually matters to you here?
People. I'm nothing without people. So obviously in an industry which is obviously person-led, it's very difficult not to have that person in front of you to gauge their feelings and thoughts towards losing weight, obviously making a change to the shape. If there's an impact outside, such as cost of living, coming into the gym is stress relief, huge.
Definitely, and it's had a big effect on people's mental health, hasn't it, this pandemic? Yeah. And as well as improving your physical health, with the gym, I guess it helps you mentally as well.
Yeah. I think there's been quite a lot of articles and there's been a lot said about mental health, and it is huge. Having a team such as a boot camp that I do, or a group personal training session, to have people around each other is really key for people's mental health. And obviously, when people have struggled being at home, you've seen a lot on the press. A lot of people have been isolated through lockdown, so being back amongst people is great.